Hi, it's Michael from DNA here, and in the next few minutes we are going to discuss how you can manage distractions while you're trying to create a mind map. Now don't worry if you're using a different software package to what you're going to see on my screen. I'm going to use Mindview on a Windows PC, but this video is about the strategy underpinning this process. And although I'll be making reference to specific functions in Mindview, I'll be giving you hints about how you can find similar tools in other software packages as we go along. Now, especially if your experience of a specific learning difference, such as dyslexia or ADD, is that it's quite easy to get distracted when you're working on a large project, then it's really worth thinking about this when you're mind mapping. A mind map for your dissertation will probably be much larger than the one you see on screen, and it's quite easy to get lost in the detail. So the first thing to ask yourself when you're working on a mind map is what the task is. So I've already created this mind map. We could imagine that I might be going into different parts of my map, adding in text notes and detail, and I might decide that there's just simply too much on screen at the same time. That could be for a number of reasons. It might be that your map is just very, very large and there's just too much going on, or it might be that you're working in one section of your map and you know that you haven't completed the introduction yet, and that's starting to worry you. So there might be a number of reasons that you might want to hide the bits that aren't relevant and just focus on the bit that is relevant. So we're very much talking about a situation where we've already done a bit of planning and structuring here. So first of all, it's worth thinking about these little black circles with the minus buttons inside them. Now these might look different in different mind mapping packages, but you should get these little joints in between the different branches of your map in each of these. And this just means that you can shut off the parts of the map that you don't want to look at. Now I haven't got any subsections in my introduction, so we can't see one of these little black circles. But if I was to click here below teabag, because all this stuff about different types of tea is distracting me, I can just click on that and shrink it down. Or I can just nest all of that inside this whole section. And of course, if I drag this to a different part of the map, all of those parts of the map travel as well. So now we're talking about introduction first, then I'm going to talk about the equipment I need to make my cup of tea, then ingredients, then I'm going to have the conclusion of my essay. So remember to just turn off the parts of the map that you don't need. Now if you are using Mindview, and this is a tool in some other software packages as well, there's a tool which is called Apply Branch Focus. Now this is a lovely little tool that just helps to really clear away the things that you don't want to look at. Let's say I just want to work on ingredients. Now if I go to the top of the screen and click on Apply Branch Focus, that has not deleted half of my mind map, it's just hidden the parts of the map that I don't want to focus on. So I could now start working on my section on milk and talk about cow's milk, for instance, and when I then go up to the top of the screen and click on Clear Branch Focus, all those elements of the map come back. So this tool is available in a few different packages. It might have a slightly different name. It's worth looking for. If you haven't got that tool, don't worry. You can always just manually shut down the parts of the map that you don't want to look at. Now I'm very briefly going to return to the brainstorming process. So just imagine we've just started firing out ideas for a new essay. Equally, if you're thinking about what the task is there, it's that you continue firing out ideas, as many as possible, so that then you can start structuring those ideas. So you don't really want to stop and fill in all the detail. Now it can be very tempting when you know that you've got something to talk about, and sometimes using the keyboard can get in the way of you getting your idea straight into that mind map. So I like to use the audio note feature, and if I go to Insert and click on Sound, we've got this little recorder, so we can record audio straight into this branch, and that just appears as a little audio note in the paperclip. So just imagine you can quickly get your idea down straight into the branch and then forget about it, because sometimes that's a lot faster than typing it into a text note. If your software package doesn't have this feature, for instance, I know Inspiration definitely has this feature, but some other packages may not, you can always use a separate piece of software on your computer to record an audio note, and then you can use the attach function on whatever program you're using to embed that into your map. So whether you have this feature or not, it's the strategy that's important.